Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Rick's final episode, complete spoiler. We will be talking about the spoiler tonight, but even if we weren't, any stream that I do between now and Sunday, I have to put complete spoiler in it because I know people are going to come into the stream talking about spoilers, so I can't say prediction or theory. We can't do that until sometime next week once we start talking about some fresh topics. Appreciate everybody making a little bit of time. We have been doing this every single night. This is a special time, a special night. It's Friday night, and I feel all right. Party's here on the east side. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much. Just a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and we are going to talk about some things that are happening. I see some of the chat, some of the passion that is already out there. You guys are fired up. I do have to say, there were a couple of people in the last couple streams that, they just went super, super negative. And we do want to promote an environment where people can come in, get their thoughts out there. But keep in mind, we are still fans. And if your sole purpose is to just dog out what we do and make it miserable for everybody, this is not the thing for you. Not everybody has to agree with the story. Some people can disagree, but we want intelligent conversation. I'm just not a big fan of people coming in stream saying, screw AMC, screw Gimple, blah, blah, blah. It's just, come on, man, add some intelligent conversation. Don't just come in here, be bitter, and throw a bunch of stuff around. That's not what we are. It's not who we are. And with that being said, I saw Valar a little bit earlier with the super chat. So Valar super chatting it up says, hello to the 999 Army. Kill Steph, Emmy, Kells, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, patrons, and of course, all the super chatters. So I did see a comment before we get into this. Hold on, I got Michael Curie super chatting it up as well too. So Michael says, just making up for my lack of super chats the last few months. Got love for my 999. Hey, that's fine. Bring it. Make up for it. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support, Michael. You're absolutely appreciated and welcome in our stream. So was that Amy? I think that was Amy Ferrero. Amy, I saw your comment streaming up, and I saw a lot of them. Like Mel the Vulture says, why do you always see me when I come in? But some items just, your eyes just sort of zoom into it. And I think, Amy, your comment was, if you saw things, if you were on the other side, you would see things from Negan's perspective. I'm going to agree with almost everything you said, except for one thing. And I got Pete D super chat. And what's up, Pete D? Good to see you. Here's the problem with that. And I don't totally agree with Steph either. So I got two extremes. I got Steph who's saying Negan's just a sadistic serial killer, and then Amy's like, well, you need to, if you saw things from the other. I agree with both, and I disagree with both. The problem with Negan is they made him dance after he killed Glenn. That's the problem that I have. If he would have had Simon shoot Glenn, if they would have said, you know what, Daryl, we told you those are the rules, bam, and they kill Glenn. It was the enjoyment and the satisfaction he got out of murdering Glenn and antagonizing. And that's the problem that we Negan haters, and I am one of those, I'm at the very front of the line, we've had the hardest time getting over that time skip. So now, will we get over it? Most people will. Because even me, who is probably one of the most anti-Negan people you'll ever find, I realize the bigger threat. And I realize the whispers. And I realize that, look, we're 18 months skip, and then we got another 5, maybe 6. So we've got 7 years since the Glenn death. I'm over it. I mean, I don't love him. I'm not going to high-five him. But when you see what the whispers do to people, and you see the fact that Negan has been beating his head against the wall, he's been given a break by Rick, he's been given a break by Maggie. If Maggie can forgive him, well, no, hang on, she doesn't forgive him. If Maggie can let him live and coexist, then each and every one of you should do the same. And that's myself included. If Maggie's going to let him live on this earth, then we shouldn't be screaming, okay, well, let's kill him anyway. I mean, she's the one that is suffering the most. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. Let it go. We're going to need him. Mel, here's this thing. Mel's like, spoilers? I'm just going to leave this here and get the hell out of here. Mel, the reason I have to put this in every stream that we do between now and Sunday is not necessarily whether or not I'm going through line by line of the spoilers. It's because everybody's going to talk about it. You can't do a stream and find a stream the next couple days because the cat's out of the bag. So now we gotta warn everybody. But thank you for that super chat, and I can't promise that we won't go into great detail with spoilers. I know you're not ready to hear all that. Jay Geek, I was just starting to like you. I know we had our differences yesterday, but that comment about Rick losing his arm, oh, you just don't know. You don't know the nightmares that I've had with that particular comment. First it was Morales, and then it's the Rick arm thing. No, he's not losing his arm. Amy Ferrero says, Daryl would have a hard time. I would soften up. We need him. We do. No doubt about it. It is going to be. I don't even think they have enough. I mean, yes, you've got revamped Judith. Spoiler. You've got Michonne, who is going to be Rickless. So Michonne is going to have her warrior focus mode. You are going to have Daryl. You're going to have one-armed Aaron. You're going to have Magna. But you're going to need more. And I think by needing more, you're going to need Negan. Scott Kernan says, I hope Rick isn't found on a pike in 9/16. No. He won't be found on a pike. He won't be found for a couple seasons. But we will be asking the question every couple weeks, where's Rick? Mel the Vulture, I understand kills. You know I support you no matter what. And I agree. And I appreciate that. Colby Dennis says, best Walking Dead streams on here. Great work. Do you think Morgan's son will play any role in the future? He's on the IMDb page. I don't know how that's going to work out. I really don't. I just hesitate to get involved in any type of blast from the past or even characters crossing over. So it's a fair question, but I don't know what memories and backstories and all of those things could come into play. I mean, by all intents and purposes, Dwayne is gone, but could it be a memory of something? Could Morgan make a cameo? I guess. Tommy the Enforcer says, work listening with my earbuds. I like that, Tommy. I feel it's a little shady, like you're not 100% productive at your job, but you know what? I'm not going to tell anybody because there's a lot of people who listen from work. Turn it up a little louder. Maybe we'll pick up a bigger crowd, get a few more people to subscribe. So, yes, we will walk through a couple of events. I see a lot of comments that are out there. We've already jumped around to a couple super chats. But I do want to say thank you for making time on a Friday night. We are going to do this again at noon tomorrow. Now, let me say, last Saturday at noon was it was a mess. There were so many kids in that stream that were just I can't describe how silly that stream became with the amount of people that were just disruptive. But I'm going to do it again. I am going to do it again because I made a commitment to our international audience that I would try it. So I'm going to try it for a couple weeks, and hopefully we don't get the same type of turnout that we had last week. We've got Scott Kernan. By the way, they released a Jadis clip today. AMC, I have not seen it, Scott. And I do think that is Jesus, circled. And I think it's a little bit of foreshadowing. I got to bring up a point which is a little bit scary. And I got a couple more super chats. So we got Amber McGilton. Thank you so much for that super chat. Amber, give me a follow-up comment. a lot of people that when they do Super Chat, they just kind of hit the button, but they got to type the comment as well. So moderators, help me out with that. Michael Curie says, it says, Carol seeks a friend living in the woods for years. Do you think that it's Daryl out there in a depression because of Rick? Could be. Michael, it's a good prediction. It's a good story. Maybe he just had to get away. Definitely something we will talk about early next week. Capo from Mars says, Kills, I'm digging episode 5 and Rick's exit direction. I am too. It absolutely made my week and made many other people's week as well. So Mel is probably going to skip out here in a little bit. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for your support. I know we're going to get into spoilers in a little bit, and that is not your forte. But we'll see you tomorrow, maybe, tomorrow morning. And if not, we'll see you sometime on Sunday, hopefully. Appreciate the support, brother. Thank you. Scott Kernan on IndieWire's article, Rick's fate is unknown. Well, Rick's fate is known. We've discussed that. So I do have a question for everybody. So it seems a little bit convenient. Is it just me, or is it a little bit weird that Rick envisions the helicopter in his dream and then the helicopter saves him? Look, I'm not questioning the spoilers that are out there. It's not my job to question Spoiling Dead's fan page, because if I ever do, I'm wrong. They get their info and they're good. But it just seems a little bizarre. Right? He's like prophesizing that. How do you dream something when you're unconscious and he's in the hospital and it's like, wake up, and he sees these helicopters coming right at him, and then it ends up being a helicopter that saves him. I know, I get that. I know it's foreshadowing. And Julia Muse, that would be my assessment. So I'm wondering if this hospital dream sequence is going to be split up into multiple scenes. And the helicopter is just going to be something he does here. And I know there's been a lot of helicopter references throughout the show, but what I'm trying to do is separate the references from the reality. And the reality is that there's a lot that's going to happen between the time he wakes up and the time the helicopter rescues him. So for him to see that 20 minutes, 30 minutes in advance, or whatever the time is just a little bit, it's weird, I guess. So, yeah, Amy, I guess that's what I'm saying is he would either hear the helicopter on his journey kind of subconsciously, or this whole dream sequence is going to continue on and on and on. Fair enough. Just something that kind of popped in my head as I was going through it. Because I just have to say, if there's ever been a time that I am praying that Spoiling Dead's fan page is correct, it is right now. Because otherwise there are going to be 80,000 pissed off people at me. It doesn't matter that I gave them full credit. When we do it and we say confirmed, based on someone else's source, if he dies, oh my gosh, not only is there going to be a revolt in The Walking Dead, but there will be blood in the streets at Spoiling Dead's fan page. So I believe they're correct. I don't want you guys. You know what, old soul? It wouldn't matter if it was my fault. I would catch some heat. Lamar. Hey, Lamar, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So why does the male dude always show off with big donations? Because the male dude is a big baller. And there's nothing wrong with those big donations. I can assure you those big donations go to a very good cause. So, and you know what? If Mel wants to do bigger, if he wants to show off more, then so be it. Let the showing off begin. Fluff says because he's a shot caller. There you go. Good stuff. It's kind of it's just oh my gosh. You see what you did? This is hurting me. All right, I'm speechless. I'm just gonna Mel, just drop the mic. It's a mic drop. Well, and thank you again. That was almost like a give and take. And and not only did Mel do it, he typed it in caps. So thank you so much again. Lamar, I think you meant well. So thank you for that. And Mel, touche. I do. You know, Lark, I will tell you, I'm certainly all right. Come on, guys. Let's not put anybody under pressure. Put anybody on the spot. I love the super chats, and I know sometimes people do large super chats, but I am always overly appreciative when they do, and it's certainly not a competition. I love super chats because, one, it keeps the conversation alive, and there are different colors, and sometimes people want to make a statement. It's like, hey, appreciate it, want to support the channel, and I've had people come in and drop. I think we had somebody do like $149 super chat, and it was. There's no doubt it was a big. Might have been Denise. I think it might have been Denise, but it was unbelievable, and I could not get refocused. And I think that's probably Mel has definitely done more than his share, and he's very, very much appreciated by everybody here. There's no doubt about it. So, but it doesn't take away from any other super chats. Matt Wilden in the house. Matt says, bet you won't. Matt, I'm not going to bet Mel because I think Mel's already done $99 since he's been in his stream. So I'm not going to bet him, and I wouldn't ask him even to do that. But thank you so much for that super chat. So let's get on topic, everybody. We got no. That is not. It's not a bet, Mel. We're good, man. We're good. You guys. All right, I'm going to move to the next topic, and thank you. I know he would do it if you guys put down a gauntlet, put down a challenge. So we're going to jump around it. I know some other people are going to super chat. We're going to Joseph Jimenez says, let's get with the spoilers. So we're going to jump around to just some interesting comments or some interesting observations. Enid. I don't know that Enid is going to play a big part in this episode. So, and according to some things that are out there right now, I don't know that we're going to deal with a lot of loss because everything that we've talked about over the last couple of streams, it's going to be very time intense. Oh my gosh, really? You guys just made the screen go red. All right, you know what? Before we leave, and obviously that is a crazy super chat. Mel, thank you so much. Appreciate all of your support the last couple months, and as many other people do. So everybody here, do me a big favor, because as I said, super chats, you guys watching the ads, when you choose to do that, everything on this stream goes to very good causes, I can promise you that, and we'll do some streams and talk about that in the future. But if everybody can do me a favor, just type Mel right now, just MEL in caps, and show one of our top channel supporters that I appreciate him and each of you appreciate him. So if you guys could just show Mel a little bit of love, just on my behalf. All right. Thank you so much. And it doesn't take away from the other people, all of you that do things that, whether you're in the stream, whether you're typing right now, the Patreons, the sponsors, everybody that is a part of this channel. So one big family, and I definitely appreciate each and every one of you. So we're going to get into spoilers, because if I don't get into spoilers, I know Mel doesn't like the spoilers. He's going to hang around, and somebody's going to like push him more. So we're going to get back on topic. Thank you, everybody. All right, so spoilers coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, we're going to get into the spoilers. So those of you that don't know, and I wasn't sure early on, we made big predictions, and I said, I think that it's conceivable that Rick could stay on the rebar. I didn't think it was the best story, but I could see it playing out where he visualizes all of this. We do know now that he takes off his belt. He forces himself to wake up. He takes off his belt, pulls himself up from the rebar, and then we just get this amazing scene. In a short period of time, this bond between this horse, between Rick gets on the horse, and he's just starting this journey, and he's dozing in and out of consciousness from, he's having visions and flashbacks, and he doesn't know what's real and what's fake. And this is important because he's going to see that bridge scene. He's going to see all those people running across to save the bridge, and he's not sure if that is an illusion or not. And I'm pretty sure they're going to run past him and maybe even run through him. So he's going to know at that point, like, I'm tripping. I'm not really experiencing this. And the reason, even before the spoiler came out, something that showed up was this scene. And this scene was in the opening minutes. And what we deducted is all of the things from the Comic-Con trailer could not be real. And here's why. Because in the Comic-Con trailer, we had Maggie, Michonne, everybody, Beatrice, all running across the bridge. Well, if you see this scene, Rick is not kneeled down at the front of the bridge. Rick is on the other side of the bridge. So once we saw this, it kind of made sense that was just something in his mind. But we also know that people will see him coming across the bridge. And apparently they will send for Maggie and for Michonne, and they will be back. So they're going to experience what goes down with Rick. Now, as unbelievable as the rebar and surviving the rebar, Rick thought that the walkers would break the bridge, but that bridge is very well constructed. So he turns around, and apparently he sees Michonne and Maggie for real, and he thinks that they're just another illusion, that he's not seeing them, but they're really there. At this point, he's like losing his mind. And he knows that he's got to save everybody regardless. So he turns and shoots dynamite, blows up the bridge. Blows up the bridge. And apparently, there's a stream there. Now, I don't know if he's going to be washed downriver a little bit. Look, I got to think that he can't just be right there by the bridge, because that would be Maggie, Michonne. Some people would see him, but Jadis does find him. So I think the bridge probably blows up, and maybe he's injured and he gets washed down a little bit. I don't think it's going to be right at the bridge site. Because the other problem with that, I think, would be the helicopter, right? I mean, if Maggie and Michonne are there, they're going to think he's dead. So it's got to be far enough away that they don't see the helicopter. Yep. See, Kirby, that's what I think. I mean, they're going to assume he's gone. They think he went up in the explosion. But still, I think you're probably going to want to look around, find his gun, find something, just to be sure he's not there. So I am anxious to see how the Jada scene plays out. Like, where does Rick end up? I mean, I don't think we're to see him like Rocket Man. He's flying through the air. I think the bridge explodes, and he probably... I think the water is probably the thing that is going to save him. Would you agree with that? That, here is this explosion, and he lands in the water, and even if he was on fire, he's going to have some burns. What if? What if the explosion cauterizes his wound and he stops bleeding? That would be like, you know what? That would be perfect. So it's not believable he gets off the rebar. It's not believable he finds the dynamite. So it would be even less believable that the flame cauterizes his wound, stops him from bleeding, and that's how he lives. Perfect. I love it. Problem solved. So, Newfield 12, when do we see the gun lying in the grass? I think that is going to be as he washes down. Because remember, he's got the gun in his hand when he shoots the box of dynamite. And after the explosion, I think he's going to keep gripping that gun. So wherever he ends up, wherever this explosion happens, and I think one of two things have to happen is either Rick has to be washed downstream, or some emergency has to happen that's even worse than the dam explosion. Or, I'm sorry, the bridge explosion. Somebody said it's like the dam scene in Fear, like the bridge explosion. So they turn around, they leave him for dead. That just doesn't seem 100% viable. Donnie Thompson says, is Jadis leaving the show? Well, here's the thing, everybody, and this was going off Spoiling Dead's spoiler. They said that Jadis will leave with Rick. So that would make you think she's at least taking a temporary leave from the show. Amy Ferrero with Super Chat says, the walkers are kind of slow in the water. Remember Jadis' boat? He and Aaron did okay. It's true. And, I can't put myself in the mentality of a walker. Maybe you guys could help me out with this. But I don't know that we've seen a whole lot of walkers in a current. So I don't know what goes through the mind of a walker, like when it's being washed away or it's drowning. I understand when they're walking in the water, they want to eat you. But a walker's kind of like a wild animal. So the experience of being washed downstream along with Rick, I don't know if they're going to be like trying to reach over and take a bite out of Rick. It's uncharted territory. I mean, their instinct is to eat, but their instinct might also be to not get pulled underwater. I don't know. I mean, that's something maybe you guys could help me with that one. Well, I understand, Jay. I know they don't think they're dead, but they react, right? So what do you react to first? Okay, think about it. You're a brainless walker, and you don't think, and you got Rick, a.k.a. Ham Sandwich, to your right, and you got an undertow pulling you under to the left. What does a walker do? Probably never been asked before. See? We ask things on this show that other people don't even dare to ask. I think they're going to be just kind of swept away. I don't think they're going to be trying to eat him until they get washed up beside him. I understand. JBB says they go by instinct. I don't disagree with you. But what is the instinct of a walker at that point? And I don't think anybody can answer that question. Is it to keep your head above water? Make a wave when you can? That's what I would think. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be like trying to eat him when the current is washing him down. So he does, that to me would give him a little bit of a reprieve, just for a second. Now, maybe not a long time. But they have to get far enough away from the abandoned camp. They have to get further down so this helicopter is not spotted. I'm not going to poke every plot hole that's out there, but also keep in mind, there's only a few people, and this is what's so cool about The Walking Dead, is there's two kind of schools of thought. One school of thought is, let's try to find everything that's realistic about an unrealistic zombie apocalypse, right? And then there's the school of thought of, it doesn't really matter, it's just cool, let's just roll with it. And the helicopter is probably going to be one of those deals that we accept it. Because the problem is, if I were looking for every little detail and plot hole, one of my favorites is, why does no one on the show ever drive a Ferrari? Because I'm telling you, in zombie apocalypse, I'm looking for an exotic car dealership. I just would. I think that would be cool. But that never happens on the show. But also, it just is not very believable, and that's why we got to accept it, that no one else has seen that helicopter, right? Jada saw the helicopter. Rick saw the helicopter flying over. Jada's people knew there was a helicopter, but no one in the sanctuary saw that helicopter flying over on its way to, and they've done multiple pickups. No one in the kingdom has seen that helicopter fly over, and they've done multiple pickups, like probably several, and no one in Alexandria has seen it. Just interesting. But I'm okay with that. I'm not going to pick that apart. When Negan did, and I'm sure that'll come up at some point. I got a couple super chats. I got Jimmy's Jammin'. What's happening, Kills? Sorry I'm late. Mods, Emmy, Steph, Sweet Tommy, the Enforcer, and 999. Damn, what a great group. Greetings to all. Jimmy, you're forgiven for being late. Here's the thing. I mean, this was an 8 o'clock stream, so I know it was a little different time for everybody. I didn't want to stream super, super late because I know people got stuff to do on Friday night. But I did want to get together, do a stream tonight, want to do one tomorrow, just to keep the excitement and the energy and just the momentum that we've got built right now, because there's a lot of good vibes in the last couple streams. And we've got Wayne Green. What's up, Wayne? Given all this known, will Rick return for the series finale? Wayne, he won't return for the season finale, but when you say series finale, and that could be, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I'm gonna do one better. One, Rick could come back in a couple seasons and be a regular part of the show. Rick may never come back to the show. So given all this known, I'm not of the thought that AMC is tricking anybody. And I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm saying other people have said that. I don't think this is a marketing ploy. I think it is a marketing. I think it's smart marketing to market Rick Grimes when Andy Lincoln said, I'm leaving, and they're writing as if he's not coming back. Now, if he has a change of heart in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, then I could absolutely see him coming back and being a part of the show. Or maybe they say in a couple years, Rick does come back for one more episode. I think Andy needs to be away from the show. If he misses it, he misses it. Let's see. I don't think there's anything. I think it's brilliant marketing to tell people watch his last couple episodes, because I think they're good episodes. I don't think they're just doing it to hype up the fan base. I think they're doing it because they believe in the show, and it's doing both. It is hyping up the fan base as well. Matt Wilden, Glenn drove the Dodge Challenger in the first season. That was cool. That was cool, but there's a difference between a Dodge Challenger and a Maserati or a Ferrari. I'm not a big Lambo fan, but the other two aforementioned, yeah. Strand definitely needs to find another exotic car. I mean, Strand's got that in Fear of the Walking Dead. I'd like to see it in The Walking Dead. I think they're past it now. I'm just checking out a couple comments here. And you know what? We're about 35 minutes in. This is not going to be a super long stream. Once again, just some amazing crowds this week. We've had, and when you see that concurrent watchers, that's not the people that are popping in and out. We've had streams all this week, 1,500 to 2,000 people in these streams. So unbelievable viewership and support. And one thing I would ask all of you guys, hey, if you're still here, if you're popping in, slap that like button, Lucille the like button, as I give you 2 more big spoilers. So while everybody's hitting the like button, those of you that may not have watched the other videos, get back and check those out. But I'm going to give you 2 more things that happen. I'd love to get this thing up to 250, 300 likes before we finish the stream. Michael Curie says, kills, let's face it. If they killed Rick, mayhem. Michael, I would say there would be a much bigger fallout. I know there's people that wanted it closed, but there would be a much, much bigger fallout if they killed Rick than keeping Rick alive. I know that for a fact because about 95% of our audience went absolutely nuts when they found out, like, Rick lives. Oh, it made my week. It was awesome stuff. Wolverine 1771 says, how do you think Negan will handle things? Him thinking Rick's dead. What do you think Negan will have to do to get Rick's group to trust him? Do you think Negan will be out of jail by Maggie or escape? I think there's a strong chance. Well, you know what, Wolverine? Before we get into that, I want to ask a question to the Army to see what you guys think. Do you think Negan will still be in jail after the time skip? This is important. Because that would be another 5 to 6 years. So we know Negan's been in jail for 18 months. When we pass the time skip, will Negan already be out or will he still be jailed? Because if he's still jailed, that's a long time. That's 7.5 years of prison. If he's out, then once again, we got a little bit of a story. We got to find out, like, why did he get out? Because the time skip is happening at the end of this week's episode. So if he's still jailed, then you're going to be like, whoa, that is a lot of punishment. He went through a lot. Especially when there's really no law in a zombie apocalypse. So I'm going to answer Wolverine's question in a couple different ways because that's the first thing that I'm curious about. If he's out, then I have no idea, who would let him out. Is Maggie going to let him? I don't think so. I mean, I know Maggie's not going to kill him this week, but I don't think she's going to say, you know what, you're a free man, take off. So I think at some point, if he is still in jail, the Whisperer War is what's going to have someone, incentivize someone to let him out. They're going to need him. Magna lets him out. So, I mean, there are options, right? Judith lets him out. Possibly. I could see Judy letting him out. Yeah, oh, absolutely. But then you've got the fact that he's been in jail for over 6 years. You know what? I'm okay with it. And how will he win back Rick's group? I don't think it's going to be very hard. If Rick is gone for 5 years and Daryl might be in a state of depression, which he could be. We don't know what's going to happen with Daryl after the explosion. So the question I have for you, as we saw the kind of Carol situation where Carol's looking for an old friend, and this would be sad, if we get into episode 6, is Daryl? Has Daryl lost his mojo? Is Daryl old, tired, depressed, worthless, not a help to anyone, beat down, destroyed, emotional wreck, and we didn't have to see that? Because if he is, I think that's an important story. I think it's a very important story that they're going to have to get Daryl back. Maybe Carol can't get Daryl back. And what if Negan can? What if Negan's the person that will show absolutely reform and build a partnership with Daryl in order to get him back, and they team up? Just some food for thought. And we will talk about that next week, but I think it is a very important storyline. How Negan could get out and be a benefit, and how they're going to have to really get Daryl back to helping, not just kind of being depressed. Wayne Green, Daryl will become lost without Rick. It's hard to imagine that, such a strong character. I mean, I'm just seeing Daryl like walking through the woods, right? I'm lost in love and I don't know much. Just like some Air Supply playing in the background. Whoa, I like it. I could make that happen. Old Soul, plot twist. Judith ends up looking to Negan as a father figure. Judith has no hard feelings to Negan. I definitely think, I don't know if it'll be a Henry Negan storyline. I definitely think Judith accepting Negan would make it easier for the fans to accept Negan. And the Rusty Lion, thanks for watching my tribute. Glad you liked it. Let me say this really quick. And I mentioned last night in a stream, Rusty Lion actually, we had a talk, and he did a Rick tribute. So if you guys, it's really good. And I just ask him, as I ask everybody, I don't like when we're in the middle of a stream, some people come in and they promote their channel or they promote other things. Rusty Lion sent me a copy of his Rick tribute video. It's very well done. So if you guys have 5 or 6 minutes free time, check it out. It's got Johnny Cash song playing in the background. It's got a lot of Rick clips in it that you'll remember. Some things that I've even forgotten about. So, maybe check it out. Give him a couple thousand views on that. It is, and like it, because it is good. So, and if you have something, send it to me. If you guys, have something interesting, and I think our fans would like it and want to watch it, then send it to me, and I'll review it. And if it adds some value, I'll reach out to our subs and our viewers. All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. Home Flaherty, I have to tell you, and I hate to see when people type comments like that, but I hate when nobody ever answers my questions. I think I need to find a smaller, more personal group. It's definitely your prerogative. I will tell you, in any given stream, I get 5,000 comments, and there's just no way that I can get to every comment that types up. I mean, super chats show up really big on my screen, and it freezes my screen, so I have to read them. And I try to get to another 30 or 40 comments in a stream, but it's completely random. So just like your comment that I just saw is completely random. And I won't see them all. But certainly that's certainly your prerogative. I would just say, hey, no hard feelings, man. If you can find a network or a group that answers your question or another channel, then that's certainly your prerogative. But we certainly do the best we can with the people that we have here. So no worries. I would say type it over and over again, and if I see it, I'll see it. But if I don't, I don't. But I don't intentionally avoid you or not read your comment. So if you want to type it again, now that I'm looking for your name, then I'll read your comment. But there's like 2,000 probably since the last comment that you wrote. Now I'm kind of waiting. And then by the time I get to somebody else's comment, then he'll type it again. It's like, hey, you can't win. You know what? It's like Rick. If Rick dies, you lose. And if Rick lives, you lose. Let's see. Just wondering if the Colt is a tombstone for Rick. Well, let me put it this way. It is. I think it is because if you remember the opening credits, there's a gun on one of the crosses. So I'll have to go in and look at the opening credits. Do you guys think that's Rick's Python on the opening credits? I mean, some people said it was Carl's gun, but maybe it's Rick's gun. Robin Vance, you think Daryl will be stronger? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I did see the gun. I'll have to go in and zoom in again. Okay, if it's Carl's, then I don't know. I don't know they're going to put Rick's gun out there. Maybe. Do you guys think that Negan could be rocking Rick's... that didn't sound right. Sorry, scratch that. You think Negan could be using Rick's Python later on? That Lucille gets destroyed? I mean, that would be a plot twist, right? Well, Judith has a shotgun. Look, that just offended half the audience. Like, hell no. Negan ain't allowed to carry that gun. Those are all good questions. The hatchet and all of those. All right, so last couple spoilers really quick, and then we'll wind this thing down because we are coming up on an hour. And there's a couple people, I think, they're getting a little moody and a little testy. But a couple more things. And see, wow, we got Old Soul. What if Rick's gun makes the rounds like the red machete did? No, I think it's got to be preserved in case he ever comes back. So if you guys have not watched the other spoiler video, get over and watch that. But a couple more things. And it's in a shorter video context. So yes, please watch it. Leave your comments on that because there's probably 800-900 comments on there as well. So a lot of good dialogue back and forth. But two more things that are going to go down. Maggie wants to go in and kill Negan. Michonne tries to talk her out of it, but eventually Michonne moves to the side. Maggie goes in, and Negan is begging her. It's like, kill me. And she's like, wait a minute, why? And she's like, I want to be with my wife. So ultimately, Maggie decides not to kill Negan, that it's better punishment as he'll have to suffer and to keep himself alive. So that's one thing. And of course, the other big spoiler news is at the end of the episode, we will be introduced to Magna, Yumiko. They're going to be trapped by walkers, and they get saved. Wait for it, everybody. Dun, 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 by a badass 10-year-old Judith with a shotgun and a cowboy hat. And of all the things that happened this week, that has probably got me more hyped up than anything is Judy's debut. And I think she's going to be a little Clementine. I think I've been asking for Clementine for a long time, and I think that's who she's going to kind of mimic because Clementine was bad as well. So Amy Ferrero says, I could have sworn Rick took Coral's gun back. Well, he might have, but, if they do these monuments, then, 18 months have passed. So he's probably put that out as a display. So I want to sincerely thank everybody for being here on a Friday night. You guys are absolutely amazing. And another super chat is popping in. You guys are some super chatting, amazing people. So Wolverine 1771 says, if Rick comes back in future seasons, do you think he will be alive until at least their final season, or could kill him that season, or not long after, knowing for sure Andrew Lincoln doesn't want to be in it anymore? Wolverine, I see several possibilities. Steph has predicted that we will hear Rick's voice over the radio. That's a possibility. May not have to be in the episode. We may see a Rick Grimes movie. They may not have the intention of bringing him back, and he could decide to come back at the end as a, final vision, or a final, putting an exclamation point. Or the show could last another 10 years. Let's take it 10 more years, everybody. And maybe Rick comes back after a few more years and picks up, because the group's going to need a little bit of help. Might need some help with the Commonwealth. Jenna Misery, time skip is 6 years. I think there's a Rick Jr. I don't know. That is kind of top secret stuff right now. There is some rumors and speculation that Michonne will have a baby. Has not been confirmed yet, but it would be cool if that happens. But if it doesn't happen, it would also be cool just seeing Michonne letting it all go and not have to worry about taking care of children, just going out and dominating in the Whisper War. Christopher Sage says, does it bother you that with the time skip at the end of this episode that it seems the showrunners are totally bypassing any grieving or reaction from the group of Rick being gone? Christopher, absolutely not. And in fact, I feel exactly the opposite of what you just typed there. I don't want to see the characters grieve again. I think that it has been effective from time to time, but I think it's actually hurt the momentum of the show, because if we see that, then it's an episode or two we got to deal with. I'm sad over Rick. I hate Rick's gone. They're going to move right into action, and I do love that about the writing and the showrunners. I think Angela Kang's doing an amazing job with that. I don't want to grieve. I don't want to see the characters grieve. I want to see them go in and fight the Whispers. I'm ready for some action and some enemies. And the fact that they kept Rick alive, and they're introducing new characters, and they're bumping up the the awesomeness of some of the people there, I think is amazing. So I take an opposite approach. Other people may disagree with that. June Smith says, Kills, you do your best, and we thank you very much. Thank you very much. Keep rocking, dude. Thank you so much, June Smith. Appreciate that. Always love to hear the support. And I see several people saying amen and agreeing with that. So thanks for making that comment, and thanks for everybody that agrees with that. Michael Curie, shout out, and thank you to all the mods as well. And with that, everybody, I'm just going to ask one more time, and I'm not going to ask you to hit the like button, because I know you guys will hit the like button eventually. I'm going to ask, once the video goes live, check it out, leave a few comments, but I'm just going to ask you one more question, because I want to do this for each and every one of you for 10 more years. I don't want to stop broadcasting The Walking Dead in 6 months or 2 years. So if you guys want to be here, and if you guys want to be in these streams, and you guys want the show to last, let's send a message out to Angela Kang, Scott Gimple, the writers of Walking Dead, and just type 10. Type 10 for 10 more years. And if we hype it up, and we watch, and we show the support, and we watch the television commercials, I'm not opposed to commercials, because I like when you guys watch the ads, and we go to the Comic-Cons, and we buy the shirts, and we buy the figures, and we do all those things, then we'll get 10 more years. All right, that's what I want to see. Thank you, everybody. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for spending part of your Friday night with me. Glad everybody's having a good time. We will be back at noon tomorrow, so if you're not doing anything on Saturday morning, check in, and we'll do a little chat, a little stream. It's not all spoilers. Sometimes it is super chat. Sometimes it is questions. Once again, you'll see when this video goes live, there'll probably be 2,000 people were here, and I might have even underestimated. It might be between 7,000 and 8,000 comments. So Thank you so much. I want to start out top left corner, all the patrons that support this channel. Thank you so much. 2 new patrons were just added yesterday, Carrie Stauffenberger and also Lee George. If you're interested in becoming a patron, we do polls, we do surveys. They get information a little bit quicker. Some stuff that I do outside of YouTube. There is a link down below. Top right corner, we got sponsors. Sponsorships are very limited at this point. And let me answer this really quickly because a lot of people said, Kills, how do I become a sponsor? Well, one, if you're already a sponsor, you're kind of, I don't want to use the word lucky, but you are a little bit lucky that you're a sponsor because sponsorships are reserved for gaming channels and it's in beta with other channels. So you can still become a patron, but currently there is no button to become a sponsor or a member other than the people that got in about 3 or 4 months ago. So that will be coming to YouTube at one point. So there will be that avenue, but right now, we've only got the people that are up there, and that we can't add anybody else at this point. So, but you can become a patron. That's another option. Let me say thank you to the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, do an absolutely amazing job. If you guys, while I'm reading the super chats, you guys want to type mods or thank them, that would be great. And let me tell you all the people that super chatted because I do want to shout them out as well. No doubt about it. There were some big time super chats changing hands today. So Valar, as always, one of my favorite super chats is when she walks in the room and gives a shout out to everybody there. Michael Curie, multiple super chats tonight. Pete D, longtime favorite as well. Pete D loves Tara. So if you guys see Pete, just make sure you know that you want Tara to stay alive for a long time. Amy Ferrero, Scott Kernan, Colby Dennis, Amber McGilton, Capo from Mars, Lamar Gross, Matt Wilden, multiple super chats. Jimmy's Jammin', Wayne Green, like I said, Michael Curie, also Amy Ferrero, multiple super chats. Wolverine, 1771, multiple super chats. Old Soul, The Rusty Lion, Jenna Misery, Christopher Sage, June Smith, and of course, Mel was nuts tonight. So special shout out to Mel, just some crazy, crazy super chats. See what happens? You guys tempt him, and he just the dude is Mel's bank account is swole. I will tell you that, and we appreciate him being here because he does add a lot of good commentary as well. So, guys, give me some 999s, and I'll do some additional shout outs as well. So we've got and another super chat. We got Cupcake Simmer says you're awesome, no question. Thank you for your channel, appreciate that. And one thing that I do try to do is I know I can't read everybody's comments, and Home Flaherty. I'm not just saying this directly to you, but I do try to get as many shout-outs as I can. So even though I can't personally acknowledge everybody, and I can't even do all the shout-outs, I do want to do, 100 or so really, really quickly. So Diane Estes, Anna Smith, Tim H., Jonathan Jordan, Jimmy Brooks, Cupcake Simmer, Chris Riddle, Reese Wixie, Kimberly G., the other Kimberly G. I always do both those at the same time. Brandon Burns, Logan 5, Brandon Seals, Wayne Green, Jimmy Sue Poole, Zach Hicks, Bumblebee Brown, Evil Tracy. I saw that Evil Tracy, and you're right. Boyfriend or husband, either one, he does look like Tom Payne, does look like Jesus. So Michael Fault. People think they send me messages and I don't read them. I don't always respond to them right away, but I do read them. And hopefully you guys understand that I'm one person, so I don't have like a public relations responding to all my emails. So when you guys leave a comment on a video, I read it. If you guys send me a personal message, I read it. So just hopefully that's worth something. Jay Geek, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Donnie Thompson. Rachel Army Brat, thank you so much for that super chat. You guys are really beyond generous tonight. Thank you. Appreciate that. Viola McGowan, thank you. Dorothy Martin, Tracy Frederick, Maggie B., Tammy Boyle, Newfield 12, Fluff Salisbury, Emma McCalick, Deborah Mooney, thank you. Stefanella, appreciate it. Jessica Powell, thank you. And we're coming up, John Grant, Samantha W., and once again, also Home Flaherty, Mr. Indigo. Ron Burgundy Moore, if I don't mention you, please don't take it personally. I'll try to get it on the next one. And, I'll try to do better next time. The Saviors, BK Harp, thank you. Who else we got here? I got time to do a few more super chats. Happy birthday, Mel. Brian Worthman. Did I miss It's Mel's birthday? Edwin Gonzalez, thank you. Have a good night. Carrie, have a good night. Thank you. Sheila Mack. Chris Rainig, thank you. Have a good night. Kevin Stover, welcome back, Kevin. Eric C. Robin Vance. Rusty Line, thank you. Have a good night. As I said before, hopefully you guys get a chance. Check out Rusty Line's tribute video. Very well done, and a nice tribute to Rick Grimes. So check him out. You guys can click on his name, click on the link, get over there and watch it, 6 or 7 minutes. And let him know. If you guys watch his video and leave a comment, leave a 999 in the comments as well, just so he knows that you guys noticed him from this stream. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything that you guys do. We have hit 1 hour. I will see, hopefully, most of you tomorrow at noon. And if I don't see you at noon, I will definitely see each and every one of you. We're probably going to do 4 streams on Sunday. It's going to be an early stream. It's going to be 8 o'clock countdown. And we're going to do 2 reaction videos. So be safe, everybody, if you're out somewhere. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks again. Peace.